skirmishes in the top side of the map for EDG, which is where WE traditionally like to play. We look across at WE though, Jason the top lane coming through for Breathe. I mean, you were saying, Penguin, you want to see Breathe
stop Shanks and Gaon from linking up, but you can see the kind of contention now in this top side. As Clearlove goes in, they are going to flash for flash on the junglers. They may get the stun down. They do. First blood going over to EDG, and a nice combination there between Clearlove and Scout. Very old teammates. They still got the fire. And we just trying to clear up as much vision and be a thorn in the side of Beishang.
Might need a little bit more than that though, as Winterbite lands.
Winterbite does land. You may be a thorn in our side, but we are a pesticide trying to kill off all the plants. Clearlove just goes a little bit too far to the sun. That is his first death on his first game, and now you can see the re-engage coming in. EDG though, we don't really have anywhere to go. They even have Breed TP in to try and make this one work. They don't land the Winter's Bite. That means the Viper doesn't have to use any summoner spells, but the TP committed. They're just going to go straight onto the Dragon.
And EDG just take that step too far. I mean, you could have got vision just at the entrance into River and been happy with that, but instead they try to push in, try to use the pressure that Scout had in mid, but he wasn't really in a position to follow up. You get the kills then over towards WE.
This could be a big skirmish if either side overcommits.
You need to be very careful. The big thing for EDG would be trying to use Scout to engage here and follow up on Clearlove's ults as Dondre caught out.
There is the Hallowed Mist to try and keep away some of this damage. They're going to be the Paranoia, but Gwen is dead. They trade the jungler for the top lane, and you're happy with that trade right now if you're on the side of EDG. But there's the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Goes straight down on top of Scout. Clearlove hasn't got the health bar to survive. They trade 4 for 2, and WE get all the advantages.
And they're fighting away from where the members of EDG are. They're trying to play up towards this top side. And
it's actually insane. You combo that with the Xin Zhao, then you just can't get away from people. You can even see it here. Glacial Fish are going to be used now onto Viper and Mako. They will get the lockdown here onto Mako, and just it's so easy. They just keep pushing him down. He's dead. The double solar flare, it just means nothing right now. And this is just WE just perfectly using their ultimates and just straight up power.
I mean, Mako's dead. Beishang gets the second dragon uncontested. Now Clearlove trying to move in towards this top side, but I don't know. Like, this wave is a pretty far way off, and it's not like Breathe is letting him push into it.
Exactly. Now Viper needs to back himself away. There's the Paranoia committed to the top side. They're going to try and force this one out. There is still no top wave, but they do not need it. Enough of a lockdown and enough damage with the Nocturne Sejuani combination means they do pick up the kill.
So they do get something back, but bot lane tower will go in favor of WE. They can get a second charge here and actually look for the tier 2 if they want to. I mean, you still have all 5 plates sitting on the top side, so yeah, WE, they're like, cool, we'll just go for the charge number 2.
Yeah, you haven't reset. We know we're going to be able to get this one here, and that is just, again, very slow, sluggish, and it becomes very difficult now for EDG to fight this as Mako. Oh, Mako, you're in no man's land right now. He's just going to have to try and run away, and this fight could be done before it even starts. Mako does land the Solar Flare, but the Everfrost means that you are going nowhere. Leona is a tanky person, but only so tanky when 4 members are bearing down on you, and you have no engage now. You have no real tank to go in on top of this. You have to give this one up. This is sole point for WE.
They will trade Rift Herald, but definitely not worth it, especially for the Infernal Soul as well. Now, WE just running amok in this game. Nearly a 4,000 gold lead. They've gotten that both sideline turrets down. It's only a matter of time until they get this mid one. Maybe try and contest EDG, it looks like, on this.
They're going to go for it. They're going to try and jump in. The smite is good, but Clearlove, will he have sacrificed his life for the good of the Rift Herald? It looks like he will. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow goes right between the posts and doesn't land anybody else, but I feel so wrong. Mako, he has to flash. You know, the reigning champions, if you will, and it's just, I don't know, it's just such a strange situation. And now Missing finds Mako. Mako no flashes, he burnt it last time. There is the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, goes between the posts. They find themselves a support. They're going to force the Arctic Assault out of the Sejuani, so she has to back away, and I don't know. What happened? Who is this team? Because they're not EDG. They're not our #1 team.
I mean, we all kind of know what happened. The two solo laners have been doing work in those side lanes. Nashor's 2 just finished for Flandre as well. Maybe the solo laners can look to carry this.
I mean, maybe, but this objective is going down so quickly. There's the paranoia. They're trying to jump down onto the backside of this one. The Jace is being the target, but I don't know if that's going to be the dragon fight. It's a fight on 2 fronts, but you can see the damage from the Shanks. You get 1, but you lose 2. And with this Braum, Ashe, Shanks combination, it's just so much CC, and now you've given up Infernal Soul to WE.
And the EDG experiment, not quite working out the way that they planned. Oh, Viper just got spotted. Oh, Shanks didn't quite see him.
I think he did, yeah. No, he did. He's just trying to give him a false sense of security. Should be able to stop him. There's the flash. Will it be enough to get him out? It will not. The Everfrost is there. Scout does get the paranoid nightmare down to get the fear off, but he's in a lot of hurt. They're actually waiting for a couple of seconds. I think they're TPing. They're going to TP in. They're going to TP in straight away and try and kill off the Nocturne. But they know they can't.
They don't need to. So, like, all right, cool. Like, he escaped. Great. I mean, you're just off the Baron anyway. So, yeah. Overall, WE, like, what? They just run away with this game. It's been absolutely WE control from start to
can defend against this. They're just too far behind.
Yeah, there's nothing that they can do. You can even see you're being threatened on that bottom side with Shanks as well. Scout has gone into the back line to try and make a play.
They're going in. This is the final ditch effort here for EDG. They're looking to try and kill off the Ashe, and they will get it. Flandre doing work, but here comes Silas. Here comes Shanks doing so much damage, and they will trade back 2 for 1 in favor of EDG, but with another nice little move on top of the Leona, they get it back 2 for 2. They still have Baron, and now EDG have no way of clearing these waves.
And EDG just lined up so perfectly in that fight. Shanks comes in, steals away the Gwen ult, and between the chain lashes and that Gwen ult, he's tearing EDG apart. There was nowhere for them to hide, and I wasn't sure if we'd see WE try and commit for the end, but it looks like they're going to be happy with that mid inhib and more.
And more indeed. They're going to look to try and take the kill that they just got off of Scout. Now move on to the tier 2 on that bot side. So more and more gold. It's an 8,000 gold lead. Almost 2 super minions now in this mid lane, barreling up. And WE just taking their time with it. They don't need to overforce anything right now. They have all the advantages in the world.
And they have all the range. Like, they're just so good at poking here with the Ashe, with this Jace as well. And that's the Terror slipping away from EDG.
Yeah, there's just too many threats. Viper gets chunked out again. They steal a Solar Flare, forcing his flash out of him. The Paranoia comes in on the backside of this one, but the Everfrost lands onto everybody. Yes, they get Flandre coming in on the backside. Maybe he can turn this one around. Flandre doing his so much right there, but it's going to be on Elf. It's going to be on Shanks. It's 2v3. Shanks makes it a 2v2, but look at Elf. He's just kiting. They can't get on top of him, and it was a decent effort from EDG, but there is nothing they can do. The future is now, old man, as WE completely decimate EDG in this first game.
That was destruction. We got the one nice counter gank coming through from Clearlove to start this off, and from that point, WE just put their foot down. Like, none of this. They tried to invade into that bottom side jungle. Base Chong. Yeah, it's Junja who's going to be coming back into the roster here, and I think it's going to be interesting to see. He's been out for a while, but certainly a very aggressive jungler and likes to get involved in those lanes, so we'll have to see how that...
Viper on this Varus is a Korean sniper, knows exactly how to use this champion, has come up with some fantastic plays this split. We now see the full engage here onto Beishong, who is forced to flash away as the hero's entrance just come in. And now they maybe look to try and re-engage this one. This is a bit dodgy now for WE. They don't really know exactly where they want to go with this.
Very spread out, and it's actually going to be Mako with the engage.
Yeah, Mako, as we see Beishong ticking down. He's got the Ignite on top of him. The TP got to be committed, and that's first blood over to EDG. But a good 3-man knock-up here, and Junja has to flash himself away. But a Mystic shot to the face takes him down. Now the Needlework can do its work. Breathe has joined the fight. It's 4v3, and EDG are in full retreat. It's going to be WE taking so much more off of this. Flandre flashes away, thinking he could maybe go back in for a cheeky kill onto missing. But in the end, it's 2 for 1. Still advantage WE.
Flash. He is incredibly vulnerable underneath his tower. And then you add into the mix that you've got that level 6, the unbreakable will for Alistar. You could set up these Herald's second spawn, and how much pressure Beishong can put up here.
And I actually really love this from Breed as well, going with the steel-plated caps because he knows he's going to be in a much better position to defend against the armor than the magic resistance. As we go straight in onto the fight, the TP comes in, Hexacle Ultimatum, they're going to commit the Galio ultimate as well. It lands onto 3 people. It's a trade of top laners, but also the jungler. The Justice Punch is blocked as Scouts force to flash over the wall. Again, WE trading up in the fight.
Nice timing there from WE. Shanks was out of mana in the mid lane, but just got the wave reset, managed to get back to base, get a full purchase in, so he's a buy ahead of Scout, and then get to the play at the right time, found himself in. So wonderful job here from WE.
Oh, they're going for Scout. He gets a little bit of minion block. They jump in underneath the turret. Can they take him down? It's very tanky from the Galio. He's still missing, tanking up that turret, and Shanks, luckily enough for him, wasn't, so he gets himself out, and they're able to trade back another kill.
Again. And you can see that Mako, look, not having the support that he usually does in, like, wandering around the map with JJ. Actually, having Junji on this top side, Mako just caught out on his own. So he's just kind of wandering around. In several situations, Mako has been caught out, and it's giving these...
Turret down versus not having it down is another objective that you now have to worry about.
Ooh, hang on, Junja.
Junja might be in a little bit of trouble. They do get out the TP here from LeBlanc because they're trying to separate this fight. This is very separated as the Galio goes down. Once you go in, you cannot get back out. Shanks goes over the wall but does not get any more purchase without Mako. No flash from the earlier play with the scuffle with the Alistar, and 2 more kills go over to WE. If there was a Baron, they'd take it, but it's not even early. It's too early for that.
But they should be able to get 2 towers off of this. You can see that tower in the top lane very low. Beishang going to move up and finish that, as the rest of WE will look to take this mid lane structure. WE are taking over this series against EDG, and such a crucial win for WE as well. Taking down the top team in the LPL is now a very real prospect for this squad.
It really, really is. And WE, last split, they started brightly, fizzled out a little. Not worse than yours. I'll put it that way. But
yes,
I think yeah.
It's not gonna. But either way, look, as we get our map back, Terra will be traded topside for.
That's a big AoE 2, no longer available now for EDG in 20 seconds till this dragon spawns.
I thought that was it. I thought Elk was caught, but
let's see what. Yeah, all right. It's going to be poking and prodding, and this is where EDG need to try and find a solution. Hextech Ultimatum on top of the LeBlanc as they get the ultimate as well from the Galio as they try and jump in on top of this fight. But look at Breathe, look at Elk. They are free firing on this backside. WE are just decimating everybody. Triple kill, quadra kill for Elk, and they can take the dragon and the Baron. Everything is theirs.
It won't be the Penguin Penta TM today, but still Elk manages to get the quadra kill. As they turn over towards the Baron, they can get the dragon if they want, but they're going to pick up both. Beishang is finishing off the soul as the Baron is taken, and with that, we said this was the straw to break the camel's back. This was the fight to blow open this game, and this is where WE take over in this series.
That one there, and the damage from Viper, you've already lost yourself the oh no, never mind, I'm going to stop myself. There is going to be no replay. The replay is going to be of this because Flandre is now in a lot of trouble. No ultimate, no flash, but TP going to be used here by the Galio to try and re-engage it. There is Breed going into Zhonya's. That's his stopwatch that he had from the last fight. He goes a little bit too close to the sun and gets taken down. Good response here from EDG, but they had to commit a loss.
WE moving a lot of members down here, may want to try and keep this skirmish up, but EDG, like, they're fully here. This is not the fight for WE. You just got Baron.
You just got Baron. Shanks just popped back with the distortion, but they're trying to go forward. Missing cannot get in onto the fight, and that's going to be the solo player committed. Missing does not die, though, and now look at the raging Viking just moving forward, pushing in, and you've just got Shanks and Elk poking, prodding, knowing they have the damage. The Elder, the Infernal Drake on their pocket. The Soul just doing so much. And WE, they are 4v5 and they're still destroying EDG.
And they can't even fight forward. WE are just tearing them down. Elk ripping people apart at 6-0 right now. And you just had to give up this entire lane. You're not going to be able to hold on to this tower.
You cannot defend this right now. Viper trying his very best, but what are you going to do about this? There's just a Baroned up double cannons right on the knocking on your door, and Shanks, he's just putting down poke. He's not even looking for the assassination that we talked about. He's just looking to bring the health bars down, and that's the base cracked.
I know, still playing here, just seeing how much damage he can get off. It's whack-a-mole at this stage. Just take your shot, see if you can hit it. If not, it's not going to make anything. That is very true. But either way, WE, they're looking good. Oof. Yeah, I suppose they're
lane cracked open. You still have 40 seconds of Baron buff, and WE don't look like they're stopping. WE don't look like they're ready to give up anything. They're not willing to give any inch of power or pressure back over. As I say that, we will see the Hextech ultimatum and the Hero's Entrance used. They're going to use the Galio taunt as well. They will take down Shanks and Missings. There's 2 quick kills going in favor of EDG, but
we've seen this before.
We have seen this before. EDG kind of looking for more. They know they're at an advantageous position. There's a lot of standing gold that's in the pockets of WE that hasn't been spent, but with the Baron buff still available, they should be able to get themselves out. And so there is big objectives on the board here, and they're just pushing forward without Baron buff because they have too many threats to deal with. They cannot defend this.
Yeah, Flandre off in the side lane. He's not even here as these inhibitors are going down.
Yeah, he was off on the sideline trying to get some kind of pressure in the top lane, but 2 inhibitors will fall. Just over a minute 15 seconds for this Elder Drake to spawn, and WE, they can go back, they can reset Missing, get him back in plenty of times with a plethora of wards. And for WE to kill it off, but do they have anything to go off of here? As you can see, Junja needs to be so careful, needs to just get himself out, but Shanks is roaming around. They may just look to try and kill him off. That stops any kind of steal from happening in this fight. They have to commit the Galio ultimate and the stopwatch to keep him alive. The Everfrost does get a nice slow, but Shanks has gone golden. Now we see a fight on the end of this. On the other side, it's going to be the Camille going down to Breed. So now it's the 4v5, but look at these incredibly low health bars. But here come the actual threats, the actual damage. It's going to be Elk and Breed trying to make this one work. The Heartbreaker is not enough to keep you alive, and WE will continue to push forward. They will continue to poke, they will continue to prod, and Elk putting the damage down. It's Shanks on the back end, shanking Viper in the back of the neck, and they're going to be able to get themselves the 2-0 over EDG.
And what a performance from WE, clean from the get-go, taking over these objectives, finding their advantages and punishing Edward Gaon.